It's Amy again with Bargain Mama, and today is Friday. So on Fridays, I have decided that I kind of like to do a little bit of like a motivational / inspirational kind of video. Whoa, that sun is horrible today. So just kind of end of our week on a good note. But first must I say, does anyone else think that the lipstick companies are going to go out of business with this whole mask wearing thing? Because let me tell you guys, I used to wear lipstick all the time and do all my makeup and all that, and now I wear a mask all day long, all day. And so I don't wear lipstick anymore because it rubs and rubs and rubs, and then I take it off and I look like a 2-year-old trying to put makeup on me all around here. So I feel like the lipstick companies are not doing very well right now. You people that can wear lipstick and a mask, more power to you. Please tell me how you do it and don't look like a 2-year-old. But for me, I look like a 2-year-old. Anyways, I'm trying to fix you guys so that my forehead is already big enough. And then when, like, I have a 5 hand, I don't even have a 4 hand. So when you guys cut off like right here, it makes it wonder, like, where does that thing ever stop at? So at least I like to let you guys see that it does eventually stop. I have like a receding old man hairline up here. I've had it my whole life. Like, my hairdressers, everyone has always nicely pointed it out to me, like I haven't seen it. So anyways, I just want to keep adjusting to make sure that you guys do see that my forehead does eventually end. So anyways, I wanted to just have a little bit, like I said, of an inspirational Friday, every Friday. So I am extremely, maybe sometimes too open about like the struggles and the issues that my family has gone through, my family has, because I think of like struggles and stuff as would your life be the same as it is now without those struggles? So I've been divorced. If I wouldn't have got divorced, I wouldn't be with my husband now, who is absolutely amazing. But at the time when I was going through my divorce, I thought my life was over. You know what I mean? So when we're going through things at a certain time, our lives are over, we think. Like, we don't know how to deal with them. I remember several years ago, so he's 20, so when my son was 17 and he got a horrible football injury and had to learn how to walk again, and then my father-in-law got into a motorcycle accident, there was a lot going on right then, and I would just sit there and think, I know God only gives you what you can handle, but I would just scream and be like, I can't handle anymore, like, I am not as strong as you think, and yet I made it through. So and this isn't gonna be like a religious little chat kind of thing, but I'm just saying, like, in general, I didn't think I was gonna make it through that. Like, I felt like emotionally I was going to break at any second, and I did break a couple times, but I'm still here, and yet my son is perfectly fine and able to walk and do all that. So like I said, I'm very open when I discuss with my rehab patients about like their troubles and stuff. I get very, very young people into on my caseload sometimes who have had who are dealing with like drug issues, and I'm very open and tell them that and my son is fine with it. I tell them of my son's struggles and where he is now and how we still struggle every single day. So that's what kind of today is going to be about. It's going to kind of be about the struggles and stuff that my 20-year-old has gone through. So my 20-year-old is my oldest son. I was a single mom most of the portions of raising my 3 boys. Most of the time, my middle son, who's going to be 19 tomorrow, I can't even believe it, he did stay with his dad. But when he did come over, I was a single mom of 3 boys. And so it was not easy on my oldest. He had to grow up extremely fast. I was going through a horrible, horrible marriage. My husband was not a nice person at all. But I was kind of poor before I met him, and he made a lot of money. And so I wanted my kids to keep living the life that they were living in this gorgeous house and getting whatever they want. And so I continued to deal with what I was dealing with. And then finally, when I was about 31, I said, I cannot deal with this anymore. My doctors told me I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to college. And I went back to college to become an occupational therapy assistant, where I'm at now. And like I said, extremely late in life. I already had 3 children. I was already over 30. And there was not a college that did that in my town. So I had to drive 2 hours one way every day, which means I had to leave my house by 6 a.m. every day. Well, my kids had to go to school. My oldest got up every single day and got his brothers off to school and did everything for me. My mom obviously helped a lot, but my oldest really took that on him. And sometimes I do think that that's part of his struggles that he deals with today, is he had to grow up way too fast. So then past that a little bit, I got my degree. I left my husband because I said, I don't ever want to have to depend on a man again to be able to pay my bills and stuff. I want to be with somebody because I love them and not because I have to be. So fast forward a couple of years, my son's played football since he was, I don't even know. He's an amazing football player. He unfortunately has had a lot of injuries. So doctors just freely hand out medication all the time. They're just like, here you go, which, yes, they were bad injuries, but sometimes we have to deal with a little bit of the pain and not try to just cover it up with medicine. So my son, they would give my son nerve blocker pills, like 180 in a bottle. No, that's not okay. So anyways, my son started off with prescription medications and then moved on to marijuana, and then moved on to alcohol. He did get a DUI at 18. And then he moved on to other drugs. And I honestly thought that, maybe I shouldn't have done this video. This is kind of sad. I honestly thought at one point that I didn't know what was going to happen, and that my son would end up in prison for the rest of his life because he was just going down the wrong track, and we would fight all the time. And he stopped coming to the house, which we were a very close family, so I knew that the reason he wasn't coming to the house was because he didn't want me to see him high. So it was very hard for me. And it's very hard as a parent to know that there's nothing that you can do for your child except for be there. But if they don't feel comfortable enough to come to you, then you're absolutely helpless. And it is the worst feeling in the world. And everybody said, well, just cut him off, cut him off. And there's just no way. Like, I know that that's the best thing that people say to do, but, and I did slightly cut my son off, but I cannot 100% cut ties with my children. I can't. And you know, that's maybe not for everyone. Everyone thinks differently. And if you can, like, more power to you. Hopefully that helped your child, but I just couldn't. In April, I got a call saying that my son had gotten into a lot of trouble. And I'm not going to say what it was because thank goodness it ended up being something that my son honestly didn't do. So the good thing about that is what we're trying to explain to him is that if he had been arrested for drugs or something, he would still be in jail because he was doing that. But thank goodness he was arrested for something that was proved that he didn't do. And so he, I want to say, like, learned his lesson without without really doing it, I guess, kind of thing. I don't know. Anyways, so in April, we got a call right before Easter saying that my son had gotten into a lot of trouble and my son went to jail. He was arraigned and booked and put into a prison jumpsuit and put in jail. It was, and I watched my son get handcuffed, and he asked them to please move him to the other side of the car so that I couldn't see him. And I was a hot mess. So my son did go to jail for 3 months. It was horrible, let me tell you guys. Like, it was horrible. And I'm going to do a separate video of what's actually happened while my son was in jail, because that's even worse. But my son is out now. But anyways, he did 3 months in jail. During that time, let me tell you, I was on the phone with everyone trying to prove his innocence. And if I didn't know he wasn't innocent, I mean, we had proof, so thank goodness. Like I said, he did get out after 3 months. But if he had done what they said he did, that might have been not where I cut ties, but that would be where things would not be okay with me and my son. But anyway, so he was in there for 3 months. April, May, June, July. Yes, so he got out. He missed Easter, which we've never missed Easter as a family. He missed his younger brother's graduation from high school. He missed he missed his youngest brother's, oh no, okay, I'm gonna have to drive like this, sorry guys, to try to block that sunlight. He missed his youngest brother's like golden birthday, where he turned 15 on the 15th, which he's never missed a birthday. He missed a lot. He missed the 4th of July with us as a family, a lot. And he is out now, and he is on probation, and he tells me the stories of what happened when he was in jail and how unsafe he felt and how unsafe it is in there. And it breaks my heart every single day to know that one of my children went through that. There goes my forehead again, sorry guys. But the reason that, even though this doesn't seem inspirational because I've been crying half the video, the reason that this is an inspirational video is because my son is back to my son again. He is terrified, almost PTSD, almost to the point of PTSD from being in jail just for those 3 months, and is back to my baby, my oldest, my baby. And he is very open about what happened, and it's just, so I just want to point out that sometimes, even though it is the hardest thing that you and your family, sorry, my hand is shaking, it is the hardest thing that you and your family will ever go through. 3 months is the longest I've ever gone without seeing my son, and because of COVID, I was not allowed to see my son. And because of COVID, things went a lot slower. It was a mess. I did speak to my son every single day. But, you know, like, I look back at those 3 months, and I honestly didn't think I was going to make it. And I'm not trying to be selfish, because it was hard on my son. It was also extremely hard on me and his brothers and everyone else. But it was one of those moments where I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this, where as now my son is home and amazing. And it's another one of those moments that we have made it through, right? Even though sometimes I still think about it and get very upset, or sometimes I'll just sit there and stare at him and just think of him in jail, and I don't know why, but it just, you know, I don't know why I do that. But he is just like, he's amazing. He works 2 jobs now, keeps himself busy, checks in with his probation officer every single day. Obviously doesn't do drugs or drink because he can't. He's on probation. He has to call in every day to see if he has to take a drug test. And sorry guys, I just keep sniffling now because I was a baby and I was crying. But and even he is just like, gosh, I feel so much better. Like now I feel so much better because I know that my son and I can talk about it. And I tell him all the time, Troy, I want you to be honest with me. If you get into a position, and this is where we as parents have an extremely hard time, because I had to tell my son, if you go hang out with your old friends, I can't say don't go hang out with your old friends. He's 20. He can do what he wants to do. If I say don't do it, it's going to make him want to do it even more. So I tell him, when or if you go hang out with your old friends and you get into that moment where drugs are being brought out or something, I want you to feel okay with calling me. You can call me and I will come pick you up. I will not lecture you. I will not do anything. I will be more proud of you than I probably ever have in life for being able to realize that you're in a situation that is not good for you. Whereas before, I would have been like, oh my gosh, Troy, like this is so dumb. Like, I can't believe you get yourself into these situations. So I just want, and this is what I tell my patients, like you have to have somebody that you can call that will not lecture you and you can feel comfortable with calling. Because if you don't feel comfortable with calling them and letting them know the honest truth, I am in this situation, and I may do drugs or I may do this if you don't pick me up, even if it's 2 a.m. They have to feel comfortable with that, or it could go down the bad path. So I had to learn to tell my son, if you are in that situation, please call me. I will not lecture you. I will come pick you up. I will Uber you home. I will do what I have to do to get you out of that situation without lecturing you, because I could not be any more proud of you for being honest. And yeah, just for being honest and telling me that you did put yourself in that situation, but you were strong enough to get out of it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my inspirational thing for today. My son, like I said, is doing amazing, and he is extremely open with what happened. And I'm extremely open actually with my patients, because I feel like that helps me connect with my patients, because they don't want to connect with somebody because they think that people are judging them. And so I tell them, like, I am the last person to judge anyone. Everybody has their own issues in their life, no matter whether they act like their life is perfect or not. And just remember that even if at the moment you feel like, I can't handle this, it's never going to get better. It's going to. Eventually. It may take a long time, but it's going to get better. And another thing is, I was just thinking of something, but my mind is just going, you know, people say, would you change anything in your past? And I always think like, would I? And I can think of a lot of things that I would change in my past, but then I think, if we changed one little piece of our past, would we be where we are today? And so I don't know if I would, even though I can think of a lot of horrible stuff in my past. But I don't know if it would make me as strong as I am today, or if it would put me where I am today. So I don't know. I don't know if I would change anything, to be honest, even though, like I said, there's a lot of bad stuff in my past. But anyways, that is my inspirational talk for today, even though it doesn't seem very inspirational. So I hope this helps someone. Like I said, my son is doing amazing. Like, he's only been out for a couple months, but you know, some people fall off the wagon very soon after, and I truly believe that my son won't. His attorney says all the time that he feels like he's gonna make it. And I just have faith in my son, because I know that he also had a hard time being away from his family and being where he was. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of tell that to everyone, just to be like, you know, you may think like, I can't handle anymore. There's no way that I can handle anymore in life, but there's always a plan. And no matter how hard it is right now, eventually you will make it through. So I hope everyone has a great Friday, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.